when you become permanent at my work, they give you 11 shirts and 11 pairs of pants. Mm-hmm. And they do your laundry once a week for like $8.
What?
Yeah, I'm super stoked to get hired on now.
4 shirts, 4 shorts.
4 shorts.
Yeah, 4 pants. For a 4-day work week.
Oh, four shirts, I was like, what's the 4 shirts, 4 short? I was so confused at what you were saying.
That's the brand. 4 shirts, 4 shorts.
4 shirts, 4 and I just was like, what?
That's the new brand of
I
apparel.
thought you messed up saying shirts again, and I was just like, did he have an aneurysm?
It's gonna be hard.
Anyways, why don't you go ahead and introduce us, big guy?
I don't even know how we even start the episode.
You just, drop it in.
Sheesh, you're gonna die.
Give me 1 second, because I still have tears in my eyes.
He's dying inside.
You have a grumpy face by default.
Man, I don't even live here.
Did I remember my keys, or am I just stupid?
Oh, I don't like how this is going.
I think it's for dummies.
God, I smell dog shit.
Yeah,
It's fine.
So, welcome to Absurdity Podcast,
Hello,
everyone.
Welcome.
Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, Absurdity69. Check out our Patreon, where you can get off the rails. Absurdity Pod.
It's backward. No, it's not backwards.
It's not.
How about that?
Beautiful.
Yeah, look at that.
Technology.
We're adults now, guys.
Yeah. Check us out on YouTube, Absurd Entertainment. You can go watch for some if you want to.
Yeah, you can watch it. Some of it's funny. Some of it's you can watch us make faces. Sometimes I look at you.
Yeah, sometimes I make weird mannerisms.
Mannerisms.
Mannerisms?
Mannerisms.
Mannerisms.
Mannerism sounds like a man having an aneurysm.
It's that
like you
too.
earlier.
Yeah, I mean, I do that too.
Yeah,
I
you have
mean, I do
mannerisms.
both. I'm like a chameleon.
I don't have aneurysms.
Sure.
I don't have aneurysms.
You tell yourself.
Aneurysms.
So anyway, I'm Cameron, and God, this has been one hell of a week. Between getting the flooring, well, first taking all the kid stuff out of their rooms, putting it in my big room, having everyone sleep in there, having no walkway, and then putting flooring down in their rooms, and almost dying.
Almost dying.
Yeah, I got real close.
How?
I woke up in the middle of the night, and I swallowed weird, and I started coughing like violently.
Oh no,
violent! But I couldn't move. My body was like in some weird paralysis,
sleep paralysis, maybe.
But I was
the
awake,
COVID monster got you.
and like I was stuck like this, coughing, but also almost puking. Yeah, like it was that violent of a cough.
Yeah,
but I couldn't get out of bed. And then when I finally did have the movement to do that, I started to I couldn't just roll off the bed because all the kids' beds were down there.
Yeah.
So I tried to scoot to the end, and when I tried to get up, I just fell straight back. And so I'm just kneeling on my bed. And like my wife was like, "Are you just going to puke on Rayleigh's bed?" I was like, I'm still going. Yeah. And finally, when I got it together, I was like, I had nowhere else to go. And on top of that, all 3 of my kids woke up when I started.
Oh no!
Looked at me, went right back to sleep.
Oh,
they just gave
just like,
zero
what?
shits about the death of their father.
Yeah, he's not dying. He's got like at least 10 more years.
So
we got the flooring in, we got their beds and dressers and stuff all out of my room. Next step is to finish. Sunday. I moved. I went full on football mode by myself, moved my entertainment center, TV, and recliner back to the living room just to watch the game.
There you go.
So we still got to get the couch out of my room and get the rest of the furniture out of my room. Yeah. But that'll be done this week sometime.
And hopefully within the next 2 weeks, you get carpet. You'll be set.
Yeah.
You'll be ready to roll.
And by the time this comes out, my son will have participated in his very first wrestling tournament.
When is his first wrestling tournament?
Saturday. Ooh. Don't know when. Don't know what time, because it's just kind of
probably kind of like an all day thing.
Well, his will probably be first thing.
Yeah, he's like
he's the lowest weight class. So
yeah, youngest.
He'll probably
weight class.
He'll probably go first, and then we can get the hell out of there.
Yeah, but
you
don't want to watch young boys in singlets all day.
That's really.
I hope not, at least.
That's really what drove me away from ever joining wrestling. Was I was like, I don't know if I want to be sweaty in tights rolling on top of
not only
men.
that, but it's also really cold normally in there. Like they keep the AC on. Like
what are you talking about?
Every time I had a wrestling tournament, it was always freezing.
Oh,
cold.
I thought you were talking about like practice.
Oh no,
I
no,
was
no,
like,
it's
that's like
hot.
120 degrees in there.
Balls in there.
Tournaments are like 60 degrees inside there, and so like you're in like this skin tight clothing. You're just like it's so.
If it
cold.
were me, everyone would be worried about me slicing with my rock hard nipples
Oh man,
because they just, I mean,
diamonds.
they're already 4
inches
hard.
long.
And to add it to cold,
Yeah.
oh,
Oh my
those
God,
things are,
It's like
I
half
don't
a
like that
foot.
visualization.
those
4
things,
inch long.
They look like Vienna sausages.
yeah, it's weird. It really gives a whole new meaning to knock over a lamp.
You know, some people got that cake and knock over a lamp.
Yeah.
My man over here has got them
Got them-
teapot nips.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I just gave myself the worst visual. I really regret it.
It's like 2 and 10. It's just like
Come with me and you'll see
just like, kinda
my
like-
extremely long nipples.
I don't want to.
It's
like when you're when you're
not.
not cold, when they're not erect, they're just gonna like kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's
They're
kind of like an elephant
uninflated
trunk.
tube balloons.
Well, have you seen like when you go to the zoo and you see the mama chimpanzee or the mama orangutan who's got them like 6-inch long nipples? That's
me.
like what I.
Yeah, that's me.
No, it's like when you have the clowns at a fair. They're like they do the twisted balloon animals, but it's when they're not inflated.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah,
hang
it's just,
down there.
and then I just do the helicopter.
But they're instead of being
Areola.
Vienna sausage thick.
It's
they're
like I
Areola.
have pasties on all the time.
It's like 2 not being used water hoses.
Yeah, just
Ooh.
so wacky waving inflatable arm flailing two men.
Oh my God.
Got 2 of them sticking right on my chest.
Goodness.
Anyways,
we're
DK.
losing. We're now we have no more
Introduce
followers.
yourself.
Once in a while,
Oh
they
my God.
lactate.
No, I don't lactate.
Oh,
I don't.
sometimes.
Not
Only
since,
7 days out.
not since 05.
Okay, there you go. It was puberty. It was different.
Yeah. times were rough. It was a weird stage of my life, but
It was.
I was growing hair and also lactating. It was just really weird for me.
It was that weird time in sex where they're like, we want you to understand what's happening to your body, but we don't understand what's happening to your body.
Yeah. It was borderline like send me to a
Oh,
lab.
man's got milky tits.
It happens. Part of life. Part of growing up.
Happens to the
boiled
worst of us.
Used
What's
to feed
up,
the kids
guys?
at lunchtime.
DK here. And, you know, I thought about some facts this week, but then I really didn't want to do any facts. I just
Fair.
wanted to. This is something, like I said, we haven't talked about it in a while, but I'm going to talk about it again. It's becoming that time of year where it's darker, like all the time. You get like 8 hours of sunlight, maybe, if you're lucky. And
Less melanin.
yeah, like, and I myself have been feeling a little bit of that seasonal depression coming on along with the regular depression, so it's great. But if you need help, seek help. That's really all I want to say this week. Like,
Absolutely.
if you're
yeah.
feeling it, get help for it, man, because there's a lot of people who want you around and need you to stay around a lot longer than you think that you need to be around. So if you're having a hard time, just look to someone else professional to get it, man.
And if you feel like you're too proud to admit you have mental problems, like you're not. Don't be too proud. Like everyone's got, like 99% of America has mental issues.
Exactly.
Like just
Just talk
go
about
get
it.
help.
Just talk to somebody. But that's really all I wanted to say this week.
Take
Yeah.
time for yourself.
Oh yeah.
You
That's
always
pretty
need
much
to take
it.
time for yourself.
That was a very Canadian way to say that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, bud.
Oh yeah, bud. Oh yeah.
Take time
pal.
for yourself, eh?
Hey friend.
Hey,
Hey,
guys.
pal.
I'm glad
It's
you guys
tricky.
could do Canadian accents because I had nothing in the chamber. Nothing.
Well, it's really just bud, pal, friend.
Yeah.
I can't do the accent
You have
though.
to
Like
go,
Oh,
I can't do the accent. Like it doesn't
you
come
gotta
out
get them
good.
long A's
yeah.
and E's, eh?
Every time you start a sentence, you have to go, oh.
Mine just sounds like either Mexican or Italian. Like it just turns into it.
You just digress into it.
Yeah.
It
it's like
Oh, hola, eh?
that's it. Yeah. Like my like I can do a really good Mexican accent. So all of my accents just digress into Mexican accents.
It's like
You know what a biblioteca is, bud?
it reminds me of you've seen I Love You Man, right?
Yeah.
How when he's trying to do the Borat impersonation, he just like slowly devolves into like a Scottish man. Like that's what I imagine you.
It
Everything
is.
just devolving into ridiculous Hispanic accent.
It is every time.
Damn it. We'll get you learned.
I can
up.
do Russian.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think even that digresses somehow.
I think you can do Russian.
Just say Eastern Europe.
I can do Russian. I don't know what you're talking about.
That sounded more.
Yeah. So
It starts to go to like New Yorker. Like yours starts to
yeah,
sound
you
like.
almost were like a mafia. Be like,
Yeah.
hey, listen here, bud. I don't know what that was.
That was Hispanic.
See, now you fucked me up.
Oi.
Senor Jalapeno.
Oi there, bud. It's your favorite Canadian here, Jake. Oh, hello there. Didn't see you there. Hey, bud.
All right, let's go. Let's go, please.
Did you know that you can fit the entire population of the world in Los Angeles?
In the square mileage of Los Angeles?
Yes.
In the world?
In the world, the 7.5 billion people you can fit inside the 500-mile radius
Oh, okay, yeah, that's
of Los Angeles.
That's
if
feasible.
they stand shoulder to shoulder.
that's
That
about
is-
it.
That is a true
That sounds
fact.
uncomfortable.
I was really worried.
I don't
that
even
it-
want to be around people from Los Angeles.
Let
Much less the
alone
whole world.
shoulder.
Yikes.
If you're in the traffic of Los Angeles, it feels like you're with the entire world most of the time.
It's rough. It's a bad anywhere on the
They,
five.
they hold
is
the
a
record for
bad
the
time.
worst traffic jam in the world. And I was in California at the time. I was in San Diego while that took place.
Probably part of the five stopped up forever. But I watched it was on Reddit the other day, and it was
Reddit.
Reddit. But it was.
I wish
on-
someone would make a Reddit of this show.
We can.
I mean, we could,
I wish someone would.
Oh, you wish someone would?
Yeah,
No,
like
it's not gonna be me.
No, not us. Like someone.
Someone just talk. They can just talk mad shit on.
I mean,
us.
I can
Yeah,
just pretend.
I'd be fine with
I
that.
can pretend like I'm somebody else and do it.
But so it was this hip hop group, and
Wu-Tang Clan.
they had absolutely no permits, no nothing like that. I can't remember if it was on one of it was just on a Karma, something like that.
Bunch of rapping Canadians.
It was like a whole group of dudes that just stopped their cars on the Golden Gate Bridge and then got out and shot a rap video.
Oh God.
And I want to know how long traffic got backed up because of that. Because it has a weird ripple effect that it'll
How do you properly stop traffic like that? I feel like someone would be like, fuck you.
dude, they just pulled their cars get across the
I
road.
guarantee you that was probably an 8-hour traffic stop.
Yeah,
If that was in Texas,
Because
someone would get
that
shot.
ripple effect
yeah, it's gonna
is
be
bad.
Yeah, it's gonna go way back, and it's
a
Miles.
gunfight.
Miles.
because I hate it's ridiculous how long some even just in Tulsa on 169 sometimes it gets bad, and then I'm like, why is it bad? It's got an open lane. Why are we ever? Everyone's
Have you never
rubbernecking.
driven through
Yeah.
Claymore?
No one stops at red lights at Claymore. Everything is weird in Claymore. It drives
People
me
don't know
crazy.
how to merge. That's the
don't stop
problem.
at red
No one
lights
in
at Claymore.
Oklahoma knows how to
No.
merge. If they would learn to zipper merge, everything would be fixed.
So I work right next to
But
Baker
everybody
Hughes.
waits until, I can't drive straight anymore. I
Yeah.
have to get over. Then now everyone has to stop
Yeah.
to let these people
But
in.
that's the other thing is people won't let them in either. Here, it's oh, I gotta go. Oh, here's room. Nope. Zipper merge. One.
That's what I do. I always let one person in, and then I'm like, nope, I'm
Yeah.
not letting a second person
I did
in.
my one. I'm
Yeah.
one and done.
But then
That's
you
what I
always have
always
that
say.
second
I did
person
my
that's
part.
you have that second person riding the ass of the first person, be like, you have to let me in. See, I work next to Baker Hughes off of the highway, and there's no actual turn off of the highway to get directly into Baker Hughes. So what I repeatedly see most mornings now is they drive through the dirt in
Just
the
to get
middle,
over?
just to go over instead of just going the extra 5 yards to just turn around a little bit.
It's ridiculous.
And,
Entitlement.
I saw a truck leaving Baker Hughes trying to get onto the to the right side of the highway, and he got his truck stuck in the middle part.
Good.
What
And I was like, yeah, you fucking idiot. You can't just go forward a little bit and turn around. You literally have to go 5 to 10 yards. Did I mention at the haunted houses at the Castle of Muskogee the sheer number of furries that are out there?
Oh yeah, they're there.
They're
there
in
everywhere.
numbers.
Well, here's the thing,
they're
man.
in hordes.
They're everywhere.
In packs.
Furries
Like wolves.
is becoming more and more normalized, and
Can't stop them.
you can't stop it. And that's the thing is
Because you don't want to touch them. And so to stop them, you're like,
it's. I blame it on Beastars. There's an anime on Netflix that is fucking furry anime, is what it is. And it's so mainstream and so trendy that I'm just like, I get it.
I blame
Whatever.
Lola Bunny.
And that's the thing. No, yeah, there you go. Fucking furry. I would too. I will not take that back. I would smash out Lola Bunny.
Everyone would smash.
Oh my-
Lola
Original
Bunny.
or new?
OG Lola Bunny. Yeah.
That's the only way to go.
I would do the second one just because I know what she used to be.
OG Lola Bunny got more cake, dog.
She does got cake.
Oh my
The
God.
later one, no, she doesn't have the cake, so she's easier.
No. I want the Lola Bunny who is gonna call me doll in a condescending way and make me feel bad about myself, but also make
Probably
me feel
money
good
cuck
about.
you.
I don't think she would money cuck me. I don't think money is a viable option in the Looney Tunes
Yeah,
universe.
I don't think they care
I
about
think
money.
it would be if she was here.
If she was here, but not the Looney
She'd be
Tunes.
like a Paris Hilton.
I mean, maybe that's hot.
I'd say she'd probably be more of a Kim K.
That's is that better? I don't want to say that.
Well, no, I think Kim K is viewed more as a legitimate businesswoman than Paris Hilton. Well, but not. I can't say that because Paris Hilton has like clothing lines and stuff like that. But Paris Hilton has also fallen way, way out of the limelight compared to. So I feel like Paris Hilton was but even Kim K is our generation's Kim K. But I would say Paris Hilton was like the previous 5 years before us. Yeah. Like
I haven't heard of Paris Hilton since the sex tape.
That was like the first thing that happened.
Yeah. There was like she was on that show with Nicole Richie.
Oh, what's it called?
Simple Life? Simple Life, yeah. Where they would like go to like different farms.
Literally never watched it.
It was ridiculous.
Just the concept of it, I was like, nah.
It was Fox TV in the 90s and I grew up without cable. Like, so
that's all I had.
That's all I had. I mean, I watched hella Simpsons, but
well, I mean, that's normal.
Yeah, I think that's part of growing up.
Yeah, I watched a lot of Simpsons too.
I still watch The Simpsons. Honestly, it's still good. The writing is still there. They still have gems.
There's also an uncomfortable amount of people making out just in the waiting line.
I mean,
houses.
You know,
but it wasn't young people.
I mean, being spooked gets the endorphins going. Like,
I guess waiting in line to get spooked for an hour and a half.
I have definitely done some stuff at Muskogee, Castle of Muskogee with a partner. We just talked
about this last episode.
Not like
people keep on finding too much about me because you keep on bringing it up.
But yeah, so I mean, I get it. Being spooked is kind of
spoopy skitty.
It's good. I like it. That's part like
it does get people horny.
Yeah, that's exactly like.
Does it make you horny, baby?
I mean, a little bit.
Like fight or flight or fuck.
Yeah, honestly.
The 3 Fs.
The 3 Fs. That's old.
As
honestly.
old as time.
Yeah, as old as time.
The tale as old as time.
Beauty and the Beast.
Fight or flight or fuck.
The original bestiality.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, technically.
Kinda. Yeah.
But isn't...
I think there was something before Beauty and the Beast, though.
Yeah, most of Disney.
Yeah, most of
Disney.
Most of Disney was into like feet and ears. And
no, that's the thing is like there's so much stuff in the Disney vault because if those artists like draw anything,
they can do anything. It's Disney.
Yeah, but Disney it's Disney's property.
They have to look at it.
They have to look at it and they have to keep it the Disney vault. And there are like thousands and thousands and thousands of like super fucked Disney pictures that are just hilarious to think.
If you think there's a successful artist out there that does not make some kind of fucked up. That's how most kids get started into art. Is they used to draw fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that they are going to be releasing a Buzz Lightyear origin story?
Yeah, I saw that.
Like what?
So the joke.
You mean when he was manufactured?
Like when he was an actual spaceman.
Yeah, when he was a spaceman. It's like real CGI. It's like weird.
I saw a thing that was like we already had our Buzz origin story. It was the Buzz Lightyear cartoon. We were like kids.
Yeah, I never watched that, but I do remember
the toy. I'm like,
But no, like, well, because I mean, Buzz Lightyear, he's the commander of Starfleet, or Star Command.
Star Command.
He is the leader of Star Command. Like
I don't know any of that.
Like that's part of it. That's what they talk. Like, that's why Buzz Lightyear is such a hot shit guy in the Toy Story movie in the very first one.
This is Buzz Lightyear of Star Command.
Yeah,
it's literally like his phrase.
It's his Buzz Lightyear of Star Command to infinity and beyond. What's the laser one? He says something about his laser, doesn't he?
I can't remember what it is.
I just remember the laser. Ow. That's kind of sharp.
He's like, what he was like, it's a blinking light.
When he's like breaking like the fourth wall for Buzz, pretty much. Oh my god.
Such good movies.
I haven't watched Toy Story. Remember when we all watched Toy Story 3 at the house together? I remember that.
I saw the newest one.
Like it was like you, me, Kat, Kaylee, and someone else. I think Dale. I think it was like the crew. We all watched Toy Story 3 at the house one time.
I don't remember this.
That was the first time I'd seen it but I remember that.
I never watched Toy Story 4.
No, yeah, Toy Story 3 was the end for me because I didn't even like the end of Toy Story 3.
I didn't like 3 at all.
Yeah, I was just like
2 was all right. Original is the way
it's the best.
There's
a snake in my boot.
Last time I was in a group of people watching something, it was in my barracks room in the Marine Corps in Japan, and we were all watching High School DxD.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a very, very suggestive anime.
There's a lot of tits. A lot of tits.
It is very sexual in nature.
It's very sexual.
Because like the main guy gets his powers from being horny. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
My origin story.
Your origin story. But yeah, the thing is it actually has, it has a really good storyline. Yeah, this is the most weeb fucking thing to say. But it's got a really fucking good storyline. It's an enjoyable story.
The only reason I stopped watching it was because I'm like, I enjoy the story, and I kind of want to stop seeing tits because the story's so good.
But like, it was one of those ones that like I would be watching in the house when I had roommates and stuff, and it's like one of the animes that you don't want people to like come in, and I'm just like awesome storyline, and I'm like fucking into it. And I get a knock on my door, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, nothing's going on."
Sorry,
like,
I just happened to be naked. I'm sorry.
Then so I'm like talking, like yeah, and then they just like look at the TV, and I'm like, "Oh no."
I think we talked about in like a much earlier episode. We talked about the one where like they're like basically like ass volleyball.
Oh yeah,
and they have ass superpowers.
Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous. Anime is ridiculous.
I mean, they're meant to be.
Oh yeah, for sure. I love it
because we'd have a group of like 5 to 7 people. They would just sit in this room, like on the floor, on the couch, on the bunk beds, just sitting there watching it, and we're all just chilling. Fun time.
I always feel weird if I'm in a group of people while nudity is on the screen. I don't know why. I feel weird.
Remember, I was in an organization that would normally airdrop you if you're like on a bus or in a car or something. They would airdrop you like violent hardcore porn.
Nice. He's also been to. Oh, he hasn't gone to the fucking.
I have not gone to the cum dump.
Damn it!
I apologize.
I just need you to go for science at this point.
I stopped talking to the person.
We need it for content, all right?
I need you to record it, but not record it. Like record from heads up. Just be like, "Hey guys, what's up?
Yeah,
I'm here at the cum dump."
I don't want to see anything.
Yeah, you just hear in the background just.
Man, someone really likes what they're doing. They're clapping.
Slow clap.
And then it goes faster, then slower again. And then it stops abruptly. And then you just hear someone go, "Ah!"
No, that's I go. Ah! That's usually what I do when I come.
That's terrible. I feel
It's
sorry
very
for
terrifying,
anyone.
and it's traumatizing for most people involved.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what the same thing that box turtle does in that video where it's humping the
No, he
boot.
goes.
But that's like the whole time. I thought like I'm pretty sure at the end he makes
Nothing's
a
more
louder
terrifying than like coming to the
coming. He said coming.
finishing the act and getting feel like you're about to get attacked by a pterodactyl.
Fight, flag, or fuck, baby. Full circle.
3 Fs.
I do all 3 somehow.
Yikes.
Oh, sheesh.
Sheesh.
If it's regular missionary, then I just go. It's fun.
If it's regular missionary, I don't go.
Either way, I'm done in 15
I get
seconds.
nose to nose, but I don't blink. I just intense eye contact.
Either
Nose to nose.
way, it's shame for everybody involved.
Everyone sheds a tear.
Yeah, eventually one of them wakes up.
You'll get a
it's an
yoo-hoo
odd situation.
afterwards.
I always get asked. I thought we were gonna have sex.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
I always get asked how
I
you get in
did.
here.
I don't know what you were doing. I was there.
Weird situations going on.
Mm-hmm. I feel like
How'd you get
I'm
my
fucking
ass?
cold, so I'm like super crunched
Yeah.
up, trying to.
My shirt's just not quite long enough to actually cover my hands.
I felt great.
I also saw a really, really funny meme that was applicable, and it was. I mean, it wasn't really, really, really funny, but it was like bisexuals can only do like uncomfortably sit in like office chair, eat hot chip, and not date either sex. And I was just like, that's me. This is a funny one.
I don't know. I feel great.
Yeah,
It's just my hands.
This is my weather.
No, I'm
just-
chilly right now. Like if I was up doing something and moving around, this would be awesome.
I'm wearing shorts.
Yeah.
Out here, and I'm just like
It's weird because like
my sweet ass Crocs.
my elbows up get warm. My forearms, no, they don't get my.
I got made fun of for the Crocs, so I wore them out.
And they're furry on the inside.
See, the thing is, you can't see them. You can't even see them.
I know. You
You can't even see them. Look at those. You can't even see
It
those.
just looks
Crocs.
like it's like a black sock.
Yeah, there's just a black sock.
It's invisible.
Which ironically I'm wearing with black socks.
Yeah,
But that's because if I put my feet in there with no socks and I take them off, the
Mhm.
inside just comes out.
I just have
So,
steel toes everywhere.
I don't like that.
You don't
so
like
I
that,
just
so you
wear
just wear
socks in there and I just slide it on. Well,
I
I'm
need
done.
boot socks. My feet get cold so easy in these things.
Get you some wool socks, my guy.
I'm
Wool
wearing
socks.
wool socks.
You need some
But
better
they're just
ones.
old. So
Wear
they're
a second
just
pair of wool
thin.
socks.
Wear a second pair. No,
Double
like
up on the wool.
my hands get cold so easy, but then like my forearms always stay warm even though I have my sleeves rolled up. And then my from the elbow up to the shoulder always gets cold. And my waist gets cold, my chest stays warm, and then my legs stay warm. My feet get cold.
It's quite the conundrum.
It really is, honestly. It makes it really hard to get dressed. Because I have to like Like I wore a long sleeve shirt, like, oh, it's gonna be cold all day, and then I immediately got thrown underneath a truck bed to do this giant wire harness. So I'm sitting there, and I was like sweating my ass off in the shirt. I'm like, I wish I would have gotten a short sleeve shirt.
I feel like it's colder now than it was when I woke up.
I agree. I had my front door open this morning. Like I had it open all night, just like letting a nice breeze go in. I just had a little heater next to the bed, just keep me kind of warm, but I could still like feel the nice breeze. And I woke up and it was like perfectly fine in my house. And like now, like my little toesies are getting cold and my fingies are cold.
His phalanges.
My phalanges. I don't know. I don't remember what the toes are called. They also have phalanges.
Those are phalanges, but you have oh no, I can't remember because one is metacarpals, metatarsals, but they're all phalanges.
My tarsals are cold.
Yep. A phalange is pretty much anything that comes off the main part of the body.
Yeah, but you don't want to get too meta about it.
Easy, Zuckerberg. Metallica was good, and then they weren't good. Saint Anger. Black Album, actually. Black Album's got some bangers on it, but it really started to go down.
Call of Cthulhu was I loved their instrumentals they did, like Fool's Gold and Call of Cthulhu were like two really good instrumentals.
But really, the best is Ride the Lightning.
I mean, Call of Cthulhu was from Ride the Lightning.
I'm just saying the best album.
Yeah, it is a very good album.
What is going on?
You know, and also newer, like old Godsmack's pretty good, but newer Godsmack's still pretty good as well.
No level of reference there.
I started being like,
I'm sorry.
no, like,
I'm sorry. When I was 6th, 7th grade, there was some army show on TV, and I swear to God, I heard the "I Stand Alone" like the entire fucking episode, and I'm just like,
yeah, that song is old for me.
No, Godsmack, no. And I've never been about Godsmack since. I can adamantly say I've not been about Godsmack
really
since I was in 7th grade. You can hear
something that like it could be a great song, or just an okay song, and you can hear it like just in a bad time, or you can hear it too much. Like it's a song that's always played on the radio. It's just like, God, even though this is a great song, like I just don't want to hear it. There's a lot of songs where like I'll skip and people are like, oh, well, you skip this song. I was like, I just hear it way too much, man. Like I'll listen to it in like a month, but I can't listen to it again right now. And then I'll play something that like I haven't heard in a while, like some older Three Doors Down or something. It's just like, oh yeah, something I haven't heard in a while, or some old Hinder or something like that.
All of these bands are bands that I have never been fans of.
Old Hinder?
Not at all.
Not even Lips of a Name like that album?
Absolutely
really?
not.
Oh, come on.
That song specifically. No.
Is it because you've always hated it or you just heard it too much?
I never liked it. From day one, I was like, this is fucking dad rock supreme. Not for me.
Do you not remember when we sang it and that's how the ultimate cringe?
Yeah. That's how the ultimate cringe started was because of that. Like, I am not about dad rock in any capacity. Like
I like most of dad rock.
I
like most of music, so.
Well, that's the thing is, like,
things I don't like.
I don't like dad rock, but I can go through damn near every genre and tell you something I do. But fucking dad rock, it's not just dad rock. I think it's dad rock fans that do it for me. I'm sorry.
From definition of the name that you're giving it, it's probably from a lot of like just kind of annoying dads. They're just like, yeah, like.
Well, it's like
just listening.
It's like everyone who. It's like the dudes who were at the fucking Limp Bizkit Woodstock is what I think of when I think like that generation now. Like, I mean, that kind of is that generation. So exactly. So there you go. I'm just like, not for me. I don't like. There's I can ironically go back and listen to Limp Bizkit because I was a Limp Bizkit fan when I was 12 years old. But,
never liked Limp Bizkit.
Like I liked Korn and Limp Bizkit and Slipknot.
Never really liked Korn either.
Shit when
I'm upset that you just tied in like Slipknot, Limp Bizkit, but okay.
No, they were all popular at the same time. That's like it's new metal.
I don't really like Slipknot either.
I really like Slipknot.
I know, like the first album through like Iowa. I mean, even their stuff after that, but like those 3 albums, like their first 3.
Iowa had the
no level of reference. I didn't listen to Slipknot.
And not Anarchy Anthem. What was it?
I can't remember.
Something Anthem.
Yeah, was it the Antichrist Anthem or the Anarchist Anthem or something? I think
it might have been Anarchist Anthem. But that was one of my favorite songs.
Anything that like I don't know, for me, like in that stage, anything that was like sounded fuck the government. I was like, no, I don't really like. It's just that's cringe to me. Like the whole fuck the government thing is just like
I like the sound.
It's just cringe to me.
It all sounds good to me.
Like the whole like fuck the police and fuck the government and fuck. I'm like, that's cringe. I don't like it. It's just not me.
That's not you. I'm about it, but I'm also.
It's also one of the things where like it's one of the easiest things I can play in a group of people as well. Like it's one of the easiest things I can just listen to in a crowd of people where like everyone will enjoy it. Because like I mean I work with people like there's nobody that's like everyone's in their 30s, 40s, 50s. So it's just like that's an easy thing to play is just dad rock. And I mean I enjoy it too. But also one of my big things is I like to be able to connect with people through music. So I'll play something and like an older guy will be like, oh, that reminds me of this time, and like we'll share stories based on the music. It's something that I like about, what I do is I can always, no matter what disagreements I have with somebody, if I can find music that we both like, then I know that we can at least always have something we can hop onto if we just want to have a nice conversation. And it gets people to like when you can match somebody's music, they loosen up too, and it's easier to just work with them, have a conversation with them.
Most of the people who I know that listen to that music really they don't have any other type of music to talk about, and that's why I don't like. I do talk to older guys who like I can talk Led Zeppelin with, and I can talk like Pink Floyd, like that shit I do like 70s rock, like 70s and 80s rock. I like it's just that whole from like.
Nickelback, Hinder,
like all of that on. Like no, it doesn't appeal to me by any means. And if you want to talk about music, we can talk about other music. But I don't like that music specific. I have no level of reference, and I don't want a level of reference because it's just not. And that could be me being a music elitist or whatever you want to say. But at the same time, it just doesn't. It's music that doesn't. It doesn't give me any type of emotional connection to.
Well, I think a lot of it too is like, as a kid, like if you can make a connection with your parents through music, like anything that Dad would listen to, he would listen to a lot of Disturbed, Three Doors Down, Theory of a Dead Man, like Hinder, all of these bands. It's just like, it's what I would listen to, and it's something that me and him could connect to, and like I would know the words to it, and he'd be like, like, and we would like sing to it, or we'd like grab a guitar and bass and play like Ozzy Osbourne or Eric Clapton or something. So it's like just kind of something that's like, again, easy way to connect, have a conversation, just have a good time through. But I think since I was raised on that, and there was a lot of good memories associated with it, I just kind of grew to like it.
I was raised on grunge, like. My dad was into Nirvana and Pearl Jam and Bush and Alice in Chains. He was like in the early 90s grunge. So that's what I grew up on. And that's why I went into like punk and hardcore and everything like that. That was what drove my path. But
the heaviest thing
he never really listened to like.
I took a full left turn from
your parentals.
Yeah.
My mom listens to country. Like,
yeah, my mom was country.
Christian. What is it? Contemporary Christian music and country music.
My mom was full country, like John Denver country.
Well, like mom does listen to did listen to like country western, like Hank Williams and Hank Williams Jr. and stuff and Merle Haggard and and I love country western. Like I could, anytime I go camping, that's the playlist. Like when we're driving wherever we're going, we're listening to country western music.
I'm not gonna lie, I literally thought you went down to snort a line of coke. I just saw his head go. I was like, what the hell is he doing?
You said content, right?
And then I saw what he was doing. I was like, oh, okay.
But yeah,
I mean, basically the same thing.
But like I said, no, I get it. I get parental connection with music because that's like I said, your parents are who you're around the most when you're a kid. It's just that's not the music that my parents listened to. And I never it never appealed to me, even because I was never in our listening. Hell, Dad started listening to the band, he was into Incubus and the White Stripes and
Incubus.
What was other bands that I got him in back in the day?
Snow Patrol.
No, this is I'm talking this is I
don't know why when I hear Snow Patrol I immediately think Paw Patrol.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I think Super Troopers.
But he just Dad was into that style of rock, that college Cake. Cake was a big band that we were both into. And stuff like that. Disturbed, he bought a Disturbed album once and we listened to it and he was just I think we listened to it once and he was just that was the one time we listened to it and it was in the visor, but it never got played again. It probably got
the days of the CDs being
CDs
in the
visor, man.
And if they got so stretched out, one wrong turn, they all come flying at you.
Yeah. Oh man. Or having a book that had
the book.
the
yeah,
book. That's
the
how
book.
you knew it. That's how you knew you made it when you had the book.
See,
I had a book.
I found a book on the side of 169. That's how I ended up with most of my CD collection that eventually built my piece like iTunes collection.
I think the only band that our dad listened to that I still like continue to carry on over is Linkin Park.
Yeah. I was into Linkin Park as well.
I loved Linkin Park.
I think everybody was into Linkin Park at one point.
It was hard not to be because I had like a little bit of what everybody wanted out of like.
Except
like
for country fans. They didn't like it. I ain't
I
got
don't think Mom-
I ain't got
Mom-
no acoustic guitars in there.
Mom didn't like that Linkin Park. It was too much yelling for her.
Oh,
She liked POD though.
I liked one song from POD. And it's the one song that everybody likes from POD.
Was it Youth of the Nation or
Yeah.
Youth of a Nation was the one everyone talked about. Yeah, because it was also like a super edgy song.
It was pretty edgy at the time.
It was very edgy.
It also came out like right at the time of like Columbine, so it was like.
And also, I mean, probably a band that you hated was Puddle of Mud.
Yep, not into it.
I loved Puddle of Mud.
Not into
I
it.
think I liked like 2 songs.
I would
from
listen
them.
to a lot of Puddle of the Mud while doing lawn work.
I think right after that, like when I first started like developing my own like taste in music, it was from friends. So I really got into rap for a little while, and then I found my own way.
I was in a
MySpace,
brief.
man.
I was in a
MySpace has
brief,
changed.
very brief stint where I liked Chevelle.
Yeah. Well, no, Chevelle.
Hey,
Chevelle. I will
I
say
like Chevelle.
Like Chevelle
I'm not
had some
saying
good
anything bad. I
songs.
just said that I was in a brief stint
Yeah,
where I liked
Chevelle had some good
songs.
songs. Like I really liked their bass tone. Like,
But
Chevelle had
that
some
was
good
a
songs.
short. That was probably
They
like
had a
a
very gritty sound
3-month
to it.
window where I was like, "Oh, I really like this band." And I was like, now I'm kind of tired of this band."
Mhm.
And then I moved on to like Avenged Sevenfold and Atreyu and
See, strangely
like that.
enough, I didn't even get into metal. Like, even when I listened to the first Disturbed album, which for some reason Dad loved, even though he never listened to anything else that was like near that kind of like intense edginess. That was like the heaviest thing he listened to was that. That's a weird. Like, I love that album, but that's a really weird album.
It's very strange.
But yeah, what else I got into that got me into metal was Dragonforce, surprisingly.
Oh, guitar
Eric,
hero.
Eric, when he was in his weird Asian phase, where he just hung up like anything that had any kind of resemblance to anything that was Chinese or Japanese, and just had like that really long hair and like enjoyed collecting swords and everything. He was that kid. He would like throw
girls.
he would
I
throw
was
huge
practicing the
fits
sword.
if he like couldn't spend more time on his computer. And
I'm
like,
pretty
would
sure he had a
struggle.
kimono, didn't he?
He took karate, so he's very into it. And then
They
he changed
pronounce it karate.
karate.
Weebs.
It was Weeb before like Weeb was like a huge term.
He was always.
He didn't watch anime though.
He was always. I mean, from like when we were little kids, he was always into like the stuff that nobody else really was into.
Well, because he was that
Or
kind
if someone was into it, like he'd be like 100 times more into it. Like he would like. I think like Lord of the Rings, like he was like
He loved Lord of the
into
Rings,
it, and I was like, I mean, it's all right.
Mhm.
He's like, what? No, it's fantastic. Oh my god, it's so amazing.
Well,
I'm
he's
like,
also the kind of guy that
"It's okay."
can't be kind of into something. Yeah,
Yeah.
Anything he got into, he was super
He's
Like-
about it.
When we were kids, we all had Yu-Gi-Oh cards because that's what
I
we did.
loved Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yugi Man.
I still like Yu-Gi-Oh.
I, between him, me, and our cousin Eric,
Mhm.
I literally wiped the floor with all three of them, like both of them. Anytime,
Which is kind of
Card
unfair
cards,
for
man.
me because
Card
I was
cards.
I was super young.
like I was just like, I mean, anytime, like
Yeah.
I was pretty much like, I think the only time he ever beat me was when I just let him. Like I was just tired of winning,
Oh, my boy Yugi, you've fallen for my trap card.
and like my cousin would get so mad. He's like, "You're cheating or something." I'm like, "No, I'm not. I
It's the
just
heart of the cards,
literally
man.
have the best cards you can get right now."
Heart of the cards.
Like
Money.
anytime he would summon something, I'd immediate destroy it.
Mhm.
Anytime he attacked me, I would immediately just
Negate it.
like I got my mirror force, I got my trap holes, I got my man eater bugs. I got all sorts of things. You weren't
Yeah,
taking me
Trixie
down.
deck.
Yeah.
Trixie deck.
Like I had it perfectly leveled out between monsters and spell and trap cards.
Mhm.
Had my
I played
monst-
Magic. I
Had my
Magic was
Magic
game.
Reborn or my Monster Reborn.
Mhm.
I had my Axe of Despair. Add 1,000 attack points.
Actually, remember when I think it was in Henderson, Texas, I had a friend named Dallas. And my friend Dallas, we went over to his house one time and he was watching not Tearstone, Bittersweet Memories, the music video by Bullet for My Valentine. He was watching the music video, and I saw the music video, and then we went into watching Asking Alexandria.
Is Bittersweet Memories one of their songs?
Bullet for My Valentine? Yes.
I don't know.
Yes, it absolutely is. Because the two songs I loved by them originally was Bittersweet Memories and Hearts Burst Into Fire. And
you got into them late.
I did. I got into them very late. Like, I'd actually already known some of their songs from like a Need for Speed Most Wanted on the GameCube, and I think maybe a couple of the Underground games maybe have had one of their songs or something. But they had Hand of Blood on Need for Speed Most Wanted, which I didn't realize was one of their songs because at the time I wasn't really looking up music.
Wow, Bittersweet Memories is like one of their newer songs.
What?
Like not new, but like way after when I started listening to them.
Oh, yeah, probably like 2010, like 2008 or something.
I don't know which album is. I didn't really look up.
I don't remember which album that was.
That's another one that didn't.
Like, I
what really
had
got me
their
into
original album, and then the one right after that. Like,
once I got to
and
Houston,
then you're buzzing again. I can't remember what it's called, but the one with like Waking the Demon and stuff like that on
I don't remember what the name of that album, but I liked the entire album. That was one of the first things I tried to like really play the music to as well. I got really because that's the one that had not Hearts Burst Road to Nowhere, and I loved the acoustic in that song.
I never. That was.
That's
I think
really
that's when I
good
really stopped listening to
That's
them.
a really good song that has like an acoustic that goes into electric, and it just sounds beautiful. It was one of the first bands that I got into
I did love
drop C
playing
tuning into.
Oh, I love drop C tuning.
Drop C tuning, and then
I love it.
What was
I'm a D-boy.
Attack? They would do like drop F.
Yeah, I didn't like.
So
I didn't like those.
I
didn't
tried
like
to play
Drop F.
Smokeahonis, and I actually got pretty good at it for a while. But like trying to do that tuning was so hard.
Drop D. If you can't get it done in drop D, then it's
Some drop C sounds really good. Atreyu did.
Drop D.
my favorite band is drop D only.
Metallica does a lot of drop D.
Atreyu is like they're old. That was all drop C, all of it.
Oh,
But Avenged Sevenfold was all drop D.
The majority of metal, I feel like, is in drop C tuning.
I know when I go to my brother-in-law's house and he has me record shit, it's always in drop C. And I'm like, dude, let me just play drop D. He's like, but then I have to. It's Floyd Rose and I got to change it all. I'm just
Oh
like,
no!
I know, it's a pain in the ass.
It's a pain in the
Listen,
ass.
Listen, you know how much you're tuning it, so just drop down the neck.
I had one Floyd Rose, and as soon as I was trying to go from drop C to drop D, like sometimes it'd be like, oh, I want to play this song, but it's in drop D, so then I had to unscrew everything and tune it, and then if you didn't have it just right when you tightened it back up, you had to untighten it and.
It's a pain in the ass. They're a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
They're not.
I was like, I'm never getting a Floyd Rose again. Now, the only reason I got it was because that was when the Avenged Sevenfold self-titled album came out.
Yeah.
And the song Afterlife, which was like one of my favorite Avenged Sevenfold songs, at the end of the solo, he drops the whammy bar and then pulls it back up. And I was like, oh, I want to do that. So I literally went out and bought a Floyd Rose so I could do
so
that.
you could reverse dive bomb.
And I did it just like him. I grabbed it and I picked up the whole guitar.
And it was warped from then on out.
And then I was like, yeah, I don't want a Floyd Rose. I did that. Bucket list check. And now I just don't want to Floyd Rose anymore.
Guitar sitter, it'd be fine.
I could have. But
That's why I feel bad for like parents with like a musical child, because just like it's so hard. Because instruments are expensive, and then it's like as a kid you just hop in and out of so many different things. So when they're like really into it, it's just like as a kid I felt really bad of like when I got tired of doing something, I'm like I felt really bad because I'm like that was expensive, and if I want to do anything else.
Well, what's crazy is I didn't really stop playing guitar until just recently, and that's only because I have so many other things taking up my time that I feel like if I tried like getting back into guitar, it's just like, okay, well now there's one more thing taking time away from me spending time with my family.
After my first injury in football, I lost the majority of motivation to do like most things. So it's like so hard for me to go back into like playing any kind of music, just because it was like that weird thing of like I think it's because I got injured, and it was my first realization of like, oh, like things can really hurt me permanently.
I'm not invincible.
Yeah, it was probably. I think it was my first time as a kid realizing like, oh, I'm not invincible, and like things I do hurt.
I thought you were gonna say I feel
long
sorry
time.
for kids that are like or parents of kids that have kids that are musical, because they have to. First of all, when you play rock music, you don't play it quiet ever. And they have to get through that time where you suck so bad.
Well, see, that's what I was thankful of. Like when I had my amplifier, I'd always plug in the headphones. I'm like, oh,
Nope,
I don't
not
want
me.
anyone. See,
Mine was always almost all the way up. With my stereo all the way up so I could play along with it.
Even as a kid with music, like I always felt bad playing like out loud if I knew I wasn't going to be good or I was just practicing. So I'd always try to be as quiet as I could, which was really hard when I had a drum set. Because it's just like if you suck at the drums and you're trying to get good,
God.
It's like trying to get better at the trumpet. Like
whenever we were in our band, when I was in my band, I guess, there was a time where I literally asked Steve, I was like, hey, do you want to switch spots for like one song? Like I want to learn the drums for that one. It's so crazy. I can play guitar so well. Yeah. I cannot hold a beat on drums at all. And I was like, never mind, we're not doing that.
See, and I can do I like to think I'm better on drums than on guitar.
I can't sync up my hands and legs. Like they just don't sync together.
There's something about playing the drums for me. It's like it's just such a blissful feeling of just like
I've always wanted to.
Just feeling
I've always wanted to play drums. Like that was always like a dream that I wanted to do, but when I tried playing drums, I was like, this isn't for me.
And I always wanted to do a guitar solo, but I was able to do that. But I can do a drum solo, but I can't do a guitar solo.
I love guitar solos.
So I can play every instrument that you need to do a band, but I can really only do like intermediate level. Like I can't. I only do rhythm guitar. I do not do lead. That's never been my thing. But I can run bass riffs. I can play drums for you.
I still remember when me and Dale, when we first started playing guitar. It was Avenged Sevenfold and Bullet for My Valentine because all those harmonizing guitar parts were like, we want to do that. I even told him, I was like, you should learn how to play it left-handed so we can do their back-to-back playing. But he was like, I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing that. You learned to play it left-handed.
He did say that. He goes, what do you learn? I'm like, no.
I'm the same way as you though, where it comes to I can play the electric, the acoustic, the 12-string, the bass, and the drums. Can't sing for the life of me, but I can either. I can do all of those, but it's like
I can scream.
The only thing I would say that I'm almost really good at is the guitar and the drums. And I would say I'm pretty good at the drums.
That was the other thing I felt bad about for my mom for was like 15, 16 was where I learned how to scream.
Oh no. So you're just up in your room?
I'm just up in my room, just blaring music, just screaming. That was like in my height of Atreyu days. So I was just like, what was that? The Curse, just on repeat all the time.
I didn't know this, but apparently, it's really bad for your vocal cords to whisper.
You strain. I didn't know you have to strain to whisper.
Yeah, I didn't know about that, and I've been it sounds stupid, but I've been trying to train my voice anytime I'm.
That's probably why you have a two-tone voice.
What are you talking about?
Because to be fair, when we were growing up and at Dad's house, he worked night shifts. So during the day, we had to be quiet. So we whispered a lot. But he lived there more than I did, so he whispered a lot more than I did. He's probably playing in his room, whispering with his toys, I'm going to take you down. I know I'm going to win.
Here comes the jet fighter.
That's probably what
before that, he was probably yeah, my name's Jake. And then afterwards, he's my name's Jake.
That's probably also why, I still walk on my toes. Is just me trying to be quiet when I'm walking around places.
It's weird seeing you
I still do
in
that.
your 20s, tiptoeing around.
It's also because when I played football, especially being the running back / fullback, I'd always run on my toes so I could go around people. I could just
but he's mastered it. His heel's only that far off the ground when he takes the step.
It's so true too. I can sneak up on people really easily.
It's like his heels just hover.
I have to mentally think about walking to actually walk heel to toe unless
I go straight foot. Boots. There's no heel to toe. It's just foot.
The only time I'm on my toes is when I'm running.
I got really strong feet though.
Because that's
got strong feet.
When you're walking and stuff.
I just go straight foot.
Roll foot. I go heel toe, but I'm very quiet. I walk around the store and I put my hand on my keys so people can't hear me, and I'll just zip right around the store and people are like, did someone just go by?
I constantly I'll ask someone to use their tool and I'll take it and I'll put it back with they'll still be at their toolbox. I'll put it back and take something else, use it, put it back, and they'll never even know I was there in the first place. And besides me asking, and there's did you use these tools? I'm oh yeah, I'm already done with that stuff.
Excuse me, sir. May I borrow a tool? Oh wait, I already did. I put it back right where I grabbed it from.
I don't know how many situations where like people have already been like, if you need to use my tools, just use them. But I have to ask every time, like, because I don't want there to be a situation to be like, I need this tool. Where is it?
Oh, I did the same thing. Like,
it's like I got.
If someone's like, oh, just grab it if you want. I'm like, can I borrow that real quick?
Well, I tell them what I always at work if I grab something out of like one of because there's a bunch of different teams and I don't directly like have tools to use, but I go and I'm like, hey, can I borrow this like your 9/16 wrench or can I borrow blah blah blah? And they're like, huh? And I'm like, I'll get it.
Like it'll be even if I'm at someone's house and they're like, oh hey, beer's in the fridge, just grab one. Every time I get one, I'm like, you mind if I have another one? They're like, you don't have to ask. I'm like, but I'm going to keep asking.
Yeah, it's just
like
I think on the third one, I'm just like, all right, I'll just.
No, I still keep asking. I'm still like, can I have another one? You mind if I have another one?
Then I'm like, do you want one? You want me to grab you one?
Yeah, I think
like, that's
usually what people start doing. Like, you want me to get you one? No, they don't always say no. I'm good, even though I'm like, damn it, I did want one.
It's usually my subtle way of just being like, hey, I'm getting one. By the way, it's just be like, hey, do you want? Like, I'm going to go to the fridge real quick. Do you want anything? So like, letting them know that hey, I'm grabbing something.
Something happened. I was somewhere not too long ago. Someone asked me if I wanted some. Oh no, yeah, I was at a birthday party and someone was like, do you want a hot dog? And I was like, in my head, I'm like, yeah, but in my out loud, I was like, no, I'm good, thanks.
I do that way too.
And I was like, no, I wanted one.
I wanted that hot dog.
And I was like, do you think it's weird if I go get one myself? Because they just asked me if I wanted one. And it's like kind of like
go right by them and get one.
But then it's like I just didn't want you touching my hot dog. So I was like, I just won't have a hot dog, I guess.
See,
I really wanted one though.
See, I've come to like anytime I do something like that, I kind of just accept the embarrassment. And I'll just be like, oh yeah, by the way, I actually did want one. I just just
I always feel
vomited.
bad if I'm at someone else's house and like I want seconds, but I'm like, I don't want to like eat all their food. But I know I can see that there's plenty of food and no one else is eating anymore.
Do I eat it?
I'm like,
see, that's when you like jokingly be like, hey, anyone else gonna eat that? And then someone be like, oh, if you want, you can have it. Be like, oh, okay.
Sometimes I just like mosey my way over there and just grab something. I'm just like, as I'm like, people are talking, I'm just slowly making my way over to the food, and I'm like, I'll come back in 10 minutes for more.
He comes back with a fake mustache and nose. He's just like, oh, hey,
and
look,
then like 30 minutes later, they've put up all the food because no one else is eating, and I'm like, aw, I should have ate more food.
Blasphemy.
Anyway, do you guys want an update on the Alec Baldwin?
I would love an update on the Alec Baldwin.
Yeah. So the sheriff has said lead bullet fatally struck Rust cinematographer. 500 rounds of ammo recovered on set.
God damn!
500 rounds.
Small militia?
But like, if you're only loading into a revolver, like
500 live rounds.
500,
not just the blank, like live rounds.
That's what I'm saying. But if you're only using a revolver, like
that's like, but that's like why is that?
Wait,
even
let
there?
me reload real quick. I got these 500 rounds.
Why do you need 500?
Why do they need 500 live rounds?
Surplus deal, obviously.
They are
a
on
bulk
a
sale.
Film set. That's the thing.
Bulk sale for ammunition. It's like, well, I can only get 500 for 45.
Why is it there?
When Alec Baldwin removed the vintage Colt 45 revolver from its holster and pointed it toward the camera in an Old West style church on a New Mexico ranch last week, crew members believe the gun was loaded with dummy rounds, according to a search warrant affidavit filed on Wednesday and a Times interview with a crew member who was in the room at the time of the shooting. A dummy round, which contains no gunpowder and doesn't fire, would look nearly identical to a real round with a bullet.
Dummy round, not blank.
When the camera peered down the barrel of the revolver the actor was holding with none of the lethal capabilities. So he was pointing it at the camera.
Yeah. But still,
well,
that person
initially showing that it is not a blank round, a fake round. Like pointing at the camera, you saying that he pointed at and it showed that it was a blank or a fake.
Well, it's saying that you can't tell the difference.
Oh.
When staring down the barrel of a gun.
I looked up like the images. So I'm like, I wonder if you could visibly see the difference. I looked it up, and yeah, like the two rounds look almost like exactly the same.
According to the affidavit, First Assistant Director Dave Halls told investigators that he did not check all the rounds in the gun before it was handed to Baldwin, a major breach of safety protocol. The deadly projectile was recovered from Souza's shoulder at an area hospital. Santa Fe County Sheriff Aiden Mendoza said during a news conference. 2 other people handled the firearm besides Baldwin, production armor Hannah Gutierrez Reed and Halls. According to the affidavit, Gutierrez Reed, who was in charge of overseeing gun safety and usage on set, said on the day of the incident that she had ensured that the ammunition intended for production consisted of dummies and did not include hot rounds.
Does it explain the fact that he shot 2 people?
Well, I mean, if you let me get through it.
Well, that's like what I'm curious about. I'm like, because I'm still
It was
thinking
a
like,
through and through is what it was.
Yeah.
well, was it went through one person? And
That's
just
what I'm
passed
assuming,
behind them?
yeah.
Yeah, like it went through once and then came to a stop in that homeboy's shoulder. That was how.
So the 500 rounds of ammunition recovered from the set included a mixture of blanks, dummy rounds, and what we are suspecting were live rounds. So they were just all mixed together.
I don't really buy like a black market thing.
So yeah, it's weapon Baldwin fired was an FD Pieta Colt 45 revolver. The other weapons were a single-action army revolver with a modified cylinder, which may not have been able to fire rounds, and an inoperable plastic Colt 45.
So how do we buy rounds off of Wish.com?
The crew member in the room, who was not authorized to speak on the record, said it was immediately clear to in the aftermath of the shooting that a live round with a bullet had been fired.
What made it obvious?
There's no way it was anything but a bullet that did this kind of damage. Immediately dropped. Hutchins, recalling how Hutchins immediately dropped like a sack. I was looking right at her. I could see an exit wound that immediately started pouring blood. The individual did not immediately realize that Souza had also been shot. Souza, who was behind Hutchins at the time, sustained a gunshot wound to the shoulder and was treated at a Santa Fe hospital and released Friday. Hutchins was airlifted to a hospital with a trauma center in Albuquerque, where she was pronounced dead.
Damn.
So the whole thing was him pointing basically like 007 scene pointing the gun at the camera and then
Well,
firing.
what it was the director of photography was the girl, right?
The cinematographer. Yeah.
Cinematographer. So she was filming it, and it was the other guy was a director.
Oh yeah.
So he was probably standing over her shoulder, watching what she was recording, and it went through her, and that's most likely what happened there. But
where'd the ammunition come from?
like, why is when okay? So
Why
five,
mixed up,
but
like-
that's also a bogus headline. Because they said they got 500 rounds, but they said most of which was dummy.
Well, they said it was a
blank.
mixture of
Yeah, it was
of
a
all
mixture
three.
of dummy, but
Or-
it said they weren't sure if the live rounds were mixed in there. Is what they said. Is what I thought it said.
No, it said it was a mixture of dummies and live rounds.
So maybe in total there were 500 live rounds mixed in with the dummy rounds.
It was probably 500 dummies and live
All the
rounds. Yeah, it was
some
just.
of them were-
But why mix them in? Like, because there's a possibility that they won't even get used. So it's just like a potential murder plot. It's just like, well, like even more complex Russian roulette. Like you may get the right bullet, then maybe in the chamber.
Like that's just what and that's the thing is maybe that the gun was when it was handed to him, it was already primed with one in the chamber.
Then why have more that are random in there where it's just like, oh, I don't know which one's which.
Why did it happen in the first place? Is what I want. Like that's all. I
Imagine
wanna know.
being not only being the person that got shot, but imagine like being Baldwin.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't care.
well, no, but I mean, like, just in his position, like,
No, yeah, that'd be like
oh, I'm just gonna fire this thing that's not gonna hurt anybody, and then you kill someone and hurt someone else. Like, ugh.
that's got to be. It's the whole thing is there's something fishy. Something is fishy.
Yeah.
So what happened with the whole thing of like the most of the cast walking out?
They were just
that
on
was it.
strike.
They walked out.
They were on strike.
And they
Okay, but
hired a scab.
they just continued filming that scene, which I'm assuming was just going to be.
They
him
brought
shooting
in
at the camera.
they brought in another recording staff.
That's right. Yeah, they brought him back. And stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to just read the headline. I'm not going to read the story because I feel like the headline tells the entire story. And then we can talk about it and get your guys' thoughts on it.
We'll see.
Elephant kills suspected poacher in South Africa.
I don't understand. Tell me more.
He deserved it.
I won't tell you more.
Thank you.
I mean, he deserved it.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Like,
it's for one.
that's
like,
karma at its finest.
Yeah, it's full circle karmic
Don't fuck with
retribution.
elephants. They're such
Well,
kind.
They're
intelligent
they're
creatures.
endangered. You don't, and that's the thing is poaching anyway. Like, you can hunt. Like I don't.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I do not agree with big game hunting by any means. I don't think anybody needs to go fucking kill a lion or kill an elephant or kill a giraffe. There's no fucking reason to do it. But like, if you're gonna do it, at least use the entirety of the animal. That's the other reason why.
Well, and then do it legally where like you have a tag.
Yeah,
like the animal, you use all of the
poaching,
animal.
and all he was probably poaching for was probably
Tusks.
for tusks,
Tusks.
Yeah.
tusks and teeth. So he was just going to kill it.
Now,
take
I
its
didn't read the
teeth
story, and we
Yeah,
don't
but-
even know if he was poaching elephants.
Yeah.
He could have been poaching something completely different.
Wait, he was killed by an elephant
Yeah.
while poaching. He could have, yeah.
He could have been poaching something else.
could've-
I like to think of an elephant
Rhinoceroses.
walking just on its toes, sneaking up on.
Like
While
he was
he's
going to
hunting
poach a
for-
lion,
Yeah.
and then an
Snap his
elephant's just
neck
like,
with a
nope, fuck off.
So, but no, like I said, if you're poaching with the intention of poaching, whatever nature throws back in your face, you wholeheartedly deserve, my
That's why I
guy.
love to
Absolutely.
hear about the stories of the anti-poachers that are hunting poachers, and like the rainforest and shit. I'm just like, yeah, fucking get
Kill
them.
those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking get them.
So I saw this video on the internet, and
Uh-oh,
it
that's
made
the best
me
place to get things.
it made me laugh so hard, and I'm so glad I found the story that goes along with it.
Okay.
Amazon driver fired after video of woman exiting from back of truck goes viral.
I saw the video, but he got. Oh my
Wait,
gosh.
wait, I need to know more about this.
So the video,
How'd she walk out? Like
She
she
Were
was
they
adjusting a
fucking,
shirt.
or-
She, her, yeah, no, 100%.
Oh,
they were
100%.
hell yeah.
fucking. Like,
Good
Like,
job, Amazon.
like
guy.
he opens the truck. He's just standing in the truck, like the back of the truck with the door open, and then you just see her come
Hop
out,
out,
like
like,
adjusting her
adjust
shirt,
fix
adjusting
her
her,
hair.
yeah, and she just walks away,
Like
and then
a
he just
Chad.
then he just closes the door and
like
goes
walks around and just hops in and takes off. Like,
Hey
he's
man, I
going.
want that Amazon now. You know what I'm saying?
He was on it.
An Amazon delivery driver has been fired after a video went viral showing a woman leaving his truck, the back of his truck. You could say they have a lot of explaining to do.
No, they ordered. They
I mean,
ordered
you
that
really-
love in 1 day shipping.
I'm gonna see if I can post this video up with the.
Oh, I think you should.
because I have the video right here.
Yeah.
You'll get your.
But that's that's literally all it shows is like that's the story.
Yeah, that's the video.
It has more than 11 million views.
This guy just getting.
Well, others were concerned about the driver losing his job, as they wrote, he is getting fired after someone at Amazon sees this video. It's just such a fantastic video. Like, it's just literally like the walk of shame as she gets out of the van.
The
Hey,
walk
man,
of
she probably had
fame.
it,
What do you
yeah.
mean?
You got that internet fame, baby.
This is coming from the Amazon HR department.
Oh no.
This does not reflect the high standards we have for our delivery service partners
It should.
and
you
their
make them
drivers.
piss in bottles. I don't want to hear it.
Allowing unauthorized passengers to enter the delivery vehicles
that
is a
is
violation of Amazon policy, and the driver is no longer delivering packages to Amazon customers.
He should have got a warning.
Yeah.
The end
Give
of
him
the
a
article
verbal.
says, "Big yikes." So I'll definitely say
See,
that. But when I saw the video, I was like, "That
They
is
were both
hilarious."
consenting adults.
Yeah.
Like, obviously they were. So what the fuck? I mean, I get it. You're on company property. You can't do it in the back.
Probably on company time.
Yeah. Probably. I mean,
If he made all of his deliveries on time, who gives a shit?
exactly. Give that motherfucker
I just-
a bonus.
I-
Who wants
just-
that sticky package?
oh,
I just
Handled with care.
when I
baby.
saw the video, I was like, "Man, I really hope there's a story that goes along with this," because
oh yeah.
I was hoping they would get like a comment from him.
Yeah, be like,
he needs a GoFundMe.
Or from her. Like,
Yeah,
from her would have been
just be like,
hilarious. Like,
No, it was good. Dick.
uh,
But
yeah,
that's good stuff,
That's
though.
some good news. That's
Yeah.
some good news right there.
I
I mean,
did
it sucks
some-
that he got fired,
Yeah,
but
but he has a story to live on forever.
yeah, you got that internet fame. For
now he can go work for USPS.
exactly where they do let you get fucked.
Yeah.
That's just because they hate you.
Because they do it themselves.
Yeah,
Definition of going postal.
exactly. Oh well, boys.
Some of us are a little chilly.
Yeah, I'm very chilly. I think.
I think it's
say
time to
it
wrap
all?
this wrap this bad boy up.
Yeah.
I think we said it all this
It's a little
week.
bit of short episode this week, but that was fine.
It's because I'm a little bit short right now because of the cold. So
I'm
Yeah.
naturally short.
Yeah, me too. So
I'm sorry, guys.
anyway, yeah. Well, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you follow on all the stuff.
Yeah, you know the thing.
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Absurdity69. Subscribe to the Patreon,
much do you
Absurdity
think
Pod. $1 for Off the Rails every other Thursday.
How much do you think it would cost to get Joe Biden to try to do our outro for us?
Man can't talk. Why would you want him to do our
Because they'd be
outro?
like, follow us on Facebook and.
It's just be like you asking you to do it.
You know the thing. Come on.
It's just
man.
asking. It's just I just ask you to do it, and we.
There we go.
Come on, man. You know the thing. The Facebook and Patreon and the Twitter book and the face page. Like
Anyways,
Bird app.
kids used to rub my legs and they're hairy.
toodaloo.
Toodles.
Bye.
You know the thing. I'm hoping this week will be the same way. I'm really hoping that we can get like off work on Thursday and not have to work Friday. Be very nice to have an extra, like that way I can actually rest on Friday and then have a weekend instead of just resting all weekend because I'm just exhausted. Because then you like wake up. If you wake up late on Sunday, it's like, well, I have to go to sleep early on Sunday too, so I kind of lose myself.
That's what I didn't like about That's what I didn't like about Halloween being on Sunday, was I had to spend all night driving the kids around, and then you have to go right back to work.
Well, I feel bad for a lot of my coworkers that, have families and they're going to be doing stuff on Friday and Saturday with their families. And all of a sudden now they're supposed to be working like a full day on Friday and a potential full day on Saturday. It's like, well, what about Halloween? I'm like, okay. Again, thankfully we didn't have to work Saturday, but some people still had Friday plans.
Yeah.
Again, probably shouldn't really try to make too many plans in a job that you don't know if you're going to be like on Fridays. I understand like you shouldn't be making plans if there's always a potential of you working a Friday.
Yeah,
that's usually not a good idea. But then if someone made plans for Saturday and we actually work Saturday, which apparently is kind of a normal thing in the late of the year, like Fridays kind of become mandatory depending on how the bodies get pushed out. And then there's been instances where Saturdays became mandatory for months. Which I mean, great paychecks, like 60 hours a week and 20 hours of overtime, I'll take it. But for people that have families, like that's a hard burden when like you already get home and the first thing you're thinking about is like, give me food, give me a shower, give me to bed. Like you don't have the
give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.